It's Wednesday, June 24th. In the headlines, Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett charts new direction for the sector's development. In business news, Jamaica Stock Exchange launches micro market to help small businesses raise capital. Regionally, Belize pushes to expand airlift as departure fees raise concerns. And in sports, Jamaican triple jumper sets sights on historic 18.29 meters mark. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says Jamaica is entering a new phase of tourism development. Dubbed Tourism 3.0, the strategy aims to move beyond visitor arrivals and hotel growth by increasing local participation, strengthening the workforce, and ensuring more tourism earnings remain in the Jamaican economy. Speaking during his sectoral debate presentation in Parliament, the minister says the industry's previous 5x5x5 growth strategy achieved its goals of increasing arrivals, earnings, and employment. However, he says the sector must now pursue larger objectives. Moving forward, our new goal will be guided by the ministry's bolder, more visionary 10x10x10 growth program. That is to achieve 10 million visitors over the next 10 years and earn $10 billion for the people of Jamaica. Minister Bartlett says the new tourism framework will be guided by 10 strategic pillars aimed at strengthening local linkages and positioning the sector as a catalyst for growth across multiple industries and international markets. Tourism is no longer only about hotels, airport, cruise piers, beaches, attractions, and arrival. Tourism is an economy. It is a place where agriculture, manufacturing, logistics, culture, entertainment, health, wellness, technology, transport, finance, security, and community enterprises connect with the global visitor. At the heart of the initiative, he says, is ensuring tourism growth translates into tangible benefits for Jamaicans at every level of the value chain. Tourism must grow Jamaica. It must mean more Jamaican produce in hotel kitchens, more Jamaican-made goods in hotel rooms, more Jamaican culture in visitor experiences, more Jamaican entrepreneurs in value chain, more communities participating in the product, and more workers moving from, and listen to this, from employment to advancement, from service to certification, from vulnerability to security, and from worker to owner. The minister says Tourism 3.0 represents a new development architecture aimed at strengthening links between tourism and the wider economy, while creating more opportunities for local businesses, workers, and communities. Nurses at the University Hospital of the West Indies have returned to work after staging a protest on Tuesday over what they described as overcrowding, staff shortages, and poor working conditions at the institution.
If you have one nurse to 20 patients, some of those patients are going to be left behind. That's the truth. That's the hard truth. So one nurse can do so much and no more. So we want spaces on the ward and functioning beds on the ward that can take the patients from us at A&E. Also, we want to have the resources, the physical resources, an ECG machine, needles, syringes, medications. We have to have patients there that need emergency medications and we cannot administer them because they are not available. Or some of us would walk to the wards to see if we could get them.
President of the Nurses Association of Jamaica, Dawn Marie Richards, says the nurses returned to duties Tuesday afternoon following a meeting with hospital management aimed at addressing their concerns. Speaking to the press,
Ms. Richards noted patient care was not disrupted during the protest and that discussions were held on resolving issues raised by the nursing staff. The nurses had reported for duty but refused to perform their regular assignments, citing inadequate staffing levels, insufficient equipment, and worsening conditions at the hospital's accident and emergency department. The opposition is supporting Jamaica's transition to a republic, but says constitutional reform must go beyond removing the British monarch as head of state. Speaking in Parliament, opposition spokesperson on youth and human rights, Isat Buchanan, argued that broader changes are needed to strengthen justice, governance, and human rights protections. Denida Rodney was there, and she filed this report.
Mr. Buchanan says Jamaica's move toward republic status should also include replacing the UK-based Privy Council as the country's final court.
To free ourselves of the crown while keeping a British court as our court of last resort is to change the symbol and keep the substance.
The opposition spokesperson argued that transitioning to the Caribbean Court of Justice would make final appeals more accessible to ordinary Jamaicans.
Today, the litigant who cannot afford London is in practice shut out of his own final court, severing the appeal to the Privy Council and vesting final appellate jurisdiction in the Caribbean Court, a court substantially funded, staffed, and led by the region. Is that act that brings the highest court within reach of the average citizen.
He also challenged the government's position on Jamaica's human rights record, insisting constitutional reform must address real concerns of acting citizens.
A republic worth the name is not founded on the declaration that the problem is solved. It is founded on the courage to name the problem and the will to meet it.
Mr. Buchanan further called for wider reforms, including term limits, fixed election dates, and stronger protections for democratic institutions.
Constitutional entrenchment of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica and the Office of the Public Defender, areas where the opposition believes consensus is genuinely in reach. A settled answer on the nature of the presidency. Protection of the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms, ensuring that the new constitution strengthens and never dilutes the rights our citizens already hold.
He says constitutional reform presents an opportunity to modernize Jamaica's governance framework while completing the country's transition to full political independence. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I am Denida Rodney.
Mayor of Montego Bay, Richard Vernon, says a recent trip to the 2026 Berlin Climate Mobility Forum has strengthened efforts to secure international grant funding for a climate adaptation project aimed at protecting the city from flooding and other climate-related hazards. The proposed initiative would establish an early warning system featuring sirens, flood gauges, and smart transmitters, real-time alerts, and evacuation plans for vulnerable communities as part of a broader strategy to improve resilience and disaster preparedness in Montego Bay. He noted that community members and businesses would be sensitized. Mayor Vernon pointed to the devastating impact of flooding in Montego Bay, including widespread damage caused by torrential rainfall in 2017 and severe flooding linked to Hurricane Melissa last year. Jamaica joined the world in celebrating International Day of Yoga, an event that unites millions in the pursuit of health, harmony, and well-being. This year's theme, Yoga for Healthy Aging, highlighted how yoga can be a powerful tool for maintaining vitality at every stage of life. Marlon Samuels has more in this report.
Jamaicans and visitors alike gathered at the historic Hope Royal Botanical Gardens for a day of mindfulness and movement organized by the High Commission of India in Kingston.
Yoga has become a true global movement Since the United Nations adopted by consensus India's proposal to designate 21 June as the International Day of Yoga, the day when we have the longest day, the longest time we spend with the sun, the energy of the sun, yoga has reached every corner of the world now. This year, International Day of Yoga is being observed in more than 190 countries, and missions and our consulates and missions are organizing these events in over 2,500 locations worldwide. As our Prime Minister Narendra Modi shared, yoga is the pause button that humanity needs to breathe, balance, and heal. We continue this message today.
Breathe in and slowly up.
Participants received guidance on pacing their stretches, modifying their poses for mobility, and maximizing the benefits of joint-friendly yoga, making this practice accessible to all ages and fitness levels.
That quality of life is just as important as the quality of years spent, and it is a call to take a holistic approach in maintaining one's health. Jamaica has long embraced the notion of aging gracefully, and the Ministry of Health has involved in a number of campaigns, including Move Jamaica, Jamaica Move, and Do Your Share, a campaign that encouraged Jamaicans to adopt a healthy lifestyle. May our spirits be renewed, refreshed, and revived, and may we all find inspiration to nurture both body and mind, safeguarding the gift of healthy aging.
As Jamaica embraces yoga for healthy aging, this celebration underscores the island's commitment to holistic wellness, cultural exchange, and international unity. From Kingston to Montego Bay, the message is clear. A healthier, more harmonious life begins with mindful movement. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.
Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, bringing you the developments shaping markets, capital access, and business decision-making across Jamaica and the region. Let's get into the stories that matter. The Jamaica Stock Exchange officially launched its new micro market to provide a structured, regulated platform for micro and small enterprises to raise equity capital. The new exchange specifically allows small owner-operated businesses to raise between 50 million and 100 million Jamaican dollars to fuel growth and expansion. The JSE micromarket will provide listed companies with a full income tax holiday for the first 5 years, followed by a 50% income tax concession for years 6 through 10. Unlike larger markets, the micromarket provides built-in mentorship, operational guidance, and smaller managing committees acting like a board of directors to support the company's daily operations and strategic decision making. Additionally, companies will get support through the JSE Sandbox funded by the IDB. Accelerators such as Business Works, Jamaica Business Development Corporation, and the Small Business Association of Jamaica will be part of the micro market incubator. JN Bank has reported a sharp increase in profitability for the financial year ending March 31, with net profit more than tripling compared with the previous year. The bank posted net profit of $1.45 billion, up from $439 million a year earlier. JN Bank says the strong performance reflects improved operational efficiency and resilience despite ongoing local economic challenges. JN Bank's total assets increased $286 million, while customer deposits grew by $24 billion to just under $234 billion, a sign of continued confidence among its customers both locally and overseas. The bank also strengthened its capital position with total equity rising to nearly $30 billion. For the trading period of June 23, 2026, the most actively traded securities were Ken Tire Holdings Jamaica Limited with 13,114,984 units, representing 44.71% of market sales activities. Sagicor Select Funds Limited Financial with 2,736,343 units, representing 9.33% of market sales activities. Trans Jamaica Highway Limited with 2,501,391 units, representing 8.53% of market sales activities. Investor activity remained concentrated in transportation and distribution plays, signaling continued interest in dividend-producing and strategic assets. Turning to the foreign exchange market based on Bank of Jamaica data for June 23, 2026, Forex traders recorded significant activity with strong demand across major currencies. For the US dollar, trading margins reflected steady liquidity, with the US selling at $158.28 and buying at $156.73. For the Canadian dollar, moderate gains supported by 82-cent transaction spreads. The Canadian dollar sold for $111.69 and was bought for $110.87. For the British pound, continued volatility offered short-term trading opportunities of $6.88 in profits for the banks. The British pound sold for $211.69 and was bought for $204.81. These movements underscore the importance of cash flow, timing, and currency awareness for businesses managing import costs, debt servicing, or overseas exposure. For our credit report tip of the day, what does financial recovery look like for somebody over 50? Well, I meet clients who believe that financial recovery means getting back to where they were before a divorce, job loss, business setback, or major life disruption. In reality, financial recovery is about creating stability from your current circumstances, and your credit report is the most important tool to make this happen. From a banking perspective, recovery starts with facts, not feelings. Step 1, determine what you actually own. Step 2, understand your cash flow. Step 3, separate needs from preferences. Step 4, preserve liquidity. And step 5, protect your retirement years. Financial recovery is not about reclaiming the past. It's about making disciplined decisions that create security, independence, and options for the future. For our funded and focused feature, for single-parent entrepreneurs, you need to build cash reserves to fuel growth as a single parent. Your business and your family are closely connected, and when an emergency happens at home, it can affect your business. When your business faces a setback, your family feels the impact. That's why building cash reserves should be a priority. So here are 4 actions you can take today. 1, pay yourself first. 2, create 2 separate reserve accounts. 3, reduce cash leaks. 4, set a reserve target. Cash reserves do more than provide security. They give you the ability to say yes to opportunities without taking on costly debt, and no to decisions driven by financial pressure. The strongest businesses are not always those with the highest revenues. They are often the ones with enough cash to survive challenges and invest in growth when opportunities arise. And that's today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, bringing clarity to capital, markets, and strategy. Until next time, stay informed, stay intentional, and keep building forward. See you soon.
In regional news, Belize is moving to strengthen its airlift capacity following the loss of key airline services. Tourism officials say discussions are ongoing with several carriers to expand flight options while efforts continue to address challenges affecting connectivity and long-term route sustainability.
Belize's tourism industry is scrambling to stay connected after losing two major budget carriers, Spirit Airlines and JetBlue, within months of each other. As those exits leave fewer options on higher stakes, the pressure is on to bring in new routes, and fast. Today, Tourism Minister Anthony Mahler says talks are underway with several airlines to fill the gap. But behind the scenes, industry players are raising a tough question. Can Belize remain attractive to low-cost carriers, especially with high departure fees cutting into already thin margins? Here's what Mahler had to say.
So JetBlue is one of them, and I can assure you that JetBlue wants to come back to Belize, and that they're going through their restructuring exercise as well, just like many other airlines. But we continue to work at a frenetic pace to get more airlines visit Belize, because airlift is the lifeblood in parallel with the development of the infrastructure, hotel rooms and all of that. Bermuda Air announced several flights into Belize. That's going to increase capacity. We have other airlines wanting to come to Belize within the next year, year and a half. And so it's a slow process at times, but we're doing our due diligence. We're knocking on doors, we're having the conversations, we're providing the necessary incentives for them to feel comfortable to come to Belize and for the route to be sustained, especially for the low-cost carriers and the ultra-low-cost carriers who operate at a thinner margin. For the legacy carriers, it is okay. But you're right. We can be more competitive in terms of our departure fee, and the research has shown that the lower departure fee, the more comfortable the airlines feel in coming to a destination. But we have no control of setting the departure fee.
No kind of conversation where that is concerned in terms of negotiating for something lower, more reasonable?
We can't do anything about it. That's the reality.
Trinidad and Tobago is urging greater regional cooperation to address shared security, economic and environmental challenges. Speaking at the 56th OAS General Assembly in Panama City, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Nicholas Morris, said strong international partnerships remain key to the region's stability and development. More from TTT News.
Speaking during a dialogue between permanent observers and heads of delegation as part of the 56th OAS General Assembly in Panama City on Tuesday, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister Nicholas Morris highlighted the scale and complexity of the challenges facing the hemisphere and the urgency of a unified response.
From transnational organized crime and security threats to economic uncertainty, democratic pressures, and the growing impacts of natural disasters, the challenges confronting our hemisphere make it clear that no country can effectively address these issues in isolation.
Minister Morris also praised the role of permanent observers, who are strategic partners of the OAS that follow and participate in the organization's activities, attend meetings of its political bodies, and provide cooperation for programs and projects through the hemisphere. He described them as essential partners in advancing the OAS agenda through funding, training programs, and technical cooperation.
It is against this backdrop that Trinidad and Tobago conveys its deep appreciation for the invaluable contributions that permanent observers continue to make to the work of this organization and to the advancement of our region. Through voluntary financial contributions, technical cooperation, professional training, scholarships, capacity building initiatives, and the sharing of expertise and best practices, permanent observers have become indispensable partners in supporting the OAS efforts across its 4 pillars.
He concluded by reaffirming Trinidad and Tobago's commitment to strengthening those partnerships and advancing long-term regional stability and prosperity.
The partnership between member states and permanent observers stands as a practical example of effective multilateralism in action. It demonstrates what can be achieved when countries and partners work together in pursuit of shared goals and common values. Trinidad and Tobago remains firmly committed to strengthening these partnerships and to working with permanent observers and fellow member states to advocate and advance a more secure, resilient, and prosperous hemisphere for present and future generations.
Minister Morris also pointed to record contributions to the OAS-specific funds and programs in 2025 as evidence of growing international support for development, security, and resilience initiatives across the region. Sonolala, TTT News.
In sports, we jump straight into athletics. Jamaican triple jumper Jordan Scott has set his sights on breaking the men's triple jump world record as he continues a remarkable 2026 season. The multiple-time national champion is currently leading the Diamond League standings with 22 points and recently produced a lifetime best of 17.69 meters at the Doha Diamond League, where he finished second behind Portugal's Pedro Pichardo, who recorded a world-leading 17.71 meters. Scott's performance has cemented his status among the world's top triple jumpers and secured his qualification for the Diamond League finals in Brussels in September. The former Campion College standout says he's determined to maintain his strong form throughout the remainder of the season with his focus firmly on Lausanne Diamond League, the Diamond League finals, and the Commonwealth Games. Scott believes he has a realistic chance of capturing his first major global title and is also targeting the long-standing world record of 18.29 meters set by Great Britain's Jonathan Edwards in 1995. And we cap things off with football. There was plenty of action on June 23rd during the FIFA World Cup, with Portugal maintaining their perfect start, Croatia earning a crucial victory, and Colombia edging DR Congo. Here's a roundup of the results. Portugal continued their impressive run in Group K with a commanding 5-0 victory over Uzbekistan. In the same match, Portuguese forward Cristiano Ronaldo scored twice, making him the first player ever to score goals in 6 World Cups. In the same group, Colombia made it 2 wins from 2 matches after defeating DR Congo 1-0 in a tightly contested affair. The South Americans secured all 3 points thanks to a disciplined defensive display and a lone goal that proved enough to separate the teams. Over in Group L, England and Ghana played to a scoreless draw in a match where both sides struggled to find the breakthrough despite creating several chances. The result leaves qualification for the knockout stages finely poised heading into the final round of group matches. Meanwhile, Croatia secured a hard-fought 1-0 win over Panama. A solitary goal was enough for the Europeans to collect all 3 points and boost their hopes of advancing to the next round. Portugal and Colombia now lead the way in Group K, while Group L remains wide open with Croatia's victory and the England-Ghana stalemate setting up an intriguing finish to the group stage. And that's the news on PBCJ. Thank you so much for watching.